Roger.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Jackie Weaver. I'm clerking the meeting for Handforth tonight.
I
So
need to,
your names will be
I can hardly hear you. I need to turn my sound volume up. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I just said
That's...
hello. My name is Jackie Weaver. I'm clerking the meeting this evening for Handforth. So I won't know any of your names. Are you a member of the public?
I'm a member of the public, yes.
Welcome to the meeting.
I am still the chair of the Handforth Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group. So I do have quite an interest in the matters of Handforth Parish Council.
Sure. I was just making sure that you weren't somebody that I should have been aware of.
Thank you.
You've joined nice and early.
Well, I'm still not very au fait with getting devices like Zoom running.
That's why I like to start the meetings early, so that it gives people the opportunity to get settled. It is still a brave new world.
It is indeed.
Although they're not rushing to join us. Oh, hello there.
I am still learning.
When it works so seamlessly. It's like magic.
Yes.
And when it doesn't work, we're just lost.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you live locally, Jackie?
No, that of course is the benefit of it being a virtual meeting. I live on the way to Shropshire.
Oh, wow.
From Whitchurch to the Whitchurch to Shrewsbury Road.
Right.
So we'll know about nearly an hour and a half from Handforth.
Right.
I have visited Handforth on several occasions.
Right.
My day job is I'm the chief officer for the Cheshire Association of Local Councillors.
Right.
Hence my relationship.
Well, I think you live in a very nice county. I think Shropshire is beautiful.
I do. But then again, we did live in a very nice part of Cheshire, just outside Nantwich, very rural.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, we didn't move far.
Oh.
I can see our councillors joining us.
Oh, Pete.
Hello, Sue. Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Long time no see.
I know, you're looking good. Have you had Botox?
Oh, look so bad yourself.
Well, I tell you, I've had the week from hell because my hubby's still in hospital.
No, he was in hospital.
Yeah, 13 weeks on Sunday.
Good heavens.
With a spinal abscess. And this week they cancelled, oh, sorry. And this week they cancelled his operation twice. So his mental health's on the floor, but I have very good support from Sue and John, and I have a really good David Pinkham's in my bubble as well, and they've all been very, very supportive because I'm living here on my own, and
Right.
I never realised that the house had so many creaks and groans.
And if it's a rather sexist thing to say, all those things that men do in the background that we don't even notice to make the house work.
Listen, Jackie, I tried to put some decorations up and so make you laugh. I sat in the middle of my living room and sobbed and shouted and effed and jeffed at him. Where the hell are you? I need you here. But anyway, I do have a really good collection of good friends that are in my bubble that are seeing me through. So are you doing all right? Are all your colleagues well?
Yes, we're fine. I say all remote at the moment, but that's how life seems to be.
Of course, yes, yeah.
And we won't see much of the children. That almost makes them sound like they're young,
Yeah.
but being about 25 and 30. It'll be fine. But what?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Jackie.
I'm hearing a hello.
It's David Pincombe. How are you?
Oh, hello, David. Long time.
It is. It's a few years.
It is indeed. It is.
So how are you keeping?
All right, thank you.
Good.
You can't take it for granted these days, can you?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when "How are you?" was just a kind of it didn't expect an answer. These days, you must be careful of the answer you get.
That's right.
Yeah.
Watch the question.
Oh,
I think I always say, as well as can be expected under the circumstances.
that's it.
I think that's as good an answer as any.
Oh dear.
As my sister said, if you get up in the morning and you're still breathing, you're okay.
Or you don't put your arms out and find out you're in a box.
I was going to say, I hope your aspirations are a bit higher than that.
Right.
Hello, 52232. Oh, right. Just hang on a second. It's Barry.
Oh. Anyone say hello, dear? No. What a shame. No. I say it's Barry. He's got a big plant. That's nice, Brian.
Oh, she went. What they've got scholars, you see. They've got to be from it. Yeah. Okay. Right, thanks.
Blessing you all.
One of the.
Oh, that's Jackie Weaver.
Jackie Weaver. Hello there.
Keep quiet.
That without moving your lips, that was very impressive.
Yes.
Do I take it then that we've got, sorry, forgive me the names. Have we got Brian Tolver present?
Yes, I'm here.
Brian. And any other councillors that I haven't noted yet?
Not members of council.
Bring it back to me then.
Celebration.
Okay. Lowercase. Got it.
Bring some paper and.
Yes.
I've got the stairs now. If the phone goes out, I'll answer it, okay?
Jackie, there were quite a number of members of the public who I've given the details to, but I think we'll probably have more for the main meeting than the planning meeting. One or two have said they can't make the planning, but they'd like to come to the main meeting. So there'll be more a bit later.
That's fine. I have been chatting up a nice gentleman from the public that was in a thing. So I do know that we have got some members of the public here already.
Yes, we have.
I'm looking for it.
Jackie,
Yeah.
I can't see Councillor Tolver or Councillor Burkhill's picture.
Neither can I, but I'm not sure if that's Alex's iPad.
Sorry?
There's a number of black screens. One is Handforth.
There's Barry.
Is that it?
Sorry.
Is that all? Can you see me now?
I can, Barry.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
No,
because
I got the. See, I'm used to using Teams.
and
so-
you in the picture then?
Anyway, we're in now.
Can you see Brian Tolver now?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit naughty, but it's also rather nice to see everybody's home environment. You see some quite interesting things in the background. We don't always look behind us before.
But some of us are sick of seeing our home environment. Change the wallpaper.
Jackie, has Councillor Smith joined?
Yes.
Oh, I can't see him.
Expand your picture, Sin.
Yep. Would that be John Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he's here.
You no picture, John.
I'm looking for it. Looking for it.
Should be just video.
Bottom left, usually.
Are you on an iPad or a PC?
Bear with me. I'm on a PC laptop.
Right.
Sometimes if you're really struggling, it's worth.
There you are.
I was going to say, go
There
out.
you go. I can see him.
We have some 3 more people joining us just.
I think so.
The football song.
We do have quite a lot of background noise. It is usual meeting etiquette that if you're not actually speaking, you mute your microphone. So would you like to look for that button now? If you want to speak, you can either unmute yourself, or in the alternative, a quick way of doing it is just to hold down your space bar on your keyboard. And as long as you're holding that down, we will be able to hear you. That's two options for speaking, but it does cut down all the background noise. And Chairman, it is 7 o'clock.
I can put faces to all these people now.
I make it 2 minutes to.
3 minutes.
I've got two different times actually.
I make it 2 minutes past.
I agree, it's 2 minutes past.
I'm in agreement with the 2 minutes.
On average, it's about 1 minute past, then I think so. So we shall start, shall we? Okay. This is a Handforth Parish Council, and the planning meeting has been convened. As you will have seen, this meeting has been called as an extraordinary meeting. There are some very specific conditions for calling an extraordinary meeting, and these have not been met. These are specified both in our standing orders, Standing Order 17B, and in law. An extraordinary meeting has to be either called by the chairman, or it has to be requisitioned formally by two councillors applying to the chairman for it. I've received no such requisition.
As a point of order, the meeting has already started. If there was any challenge to the holding of the meeting, it should have been done in advance. So can we proceed with the agenda, please?
No. Can we send Mike the link?
If it was kept concealed from the council's chairman until late publication.
He sent it. He sent it to your BT internet, Mike.
If we're not ready to proceed with the chairman, then we will have to look at electing an alternative chairman.
Just start. I'm gonna walk out.
With the meeting.
I don't know whether you want to listen in.
And is void.
No.
No,
So-
I've not heard any of that, Chairman. I muted you from that. So
Okay.
are you ready to proceed?
I can't do much to help you at the moment.
Can't mute a chair when he's doing that.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
know it's a point of order. Moving
You
on.
can't.
Can
You
we start
can't.
the agenda?
Sorry.
You can't. That was unlawful. You can't, Miss Whitcomb.
I am the chairman and I don't.
The chair speaks first.
Excuse me, may I just interject here? The chairman
No,
was
no, you may not.
by, yes, well, I'm going to anyway. The chairman
I am moving.
was
I'm
sent a
moving-
request by councillors
I
Smith
am
and
moving a
myself,
proposal.
and all the
Are you making-
requirements have been met.
I'm moving a
End
proposal
of.
to the council that they deem this meeting to be
Cut him off.
So we either proceed with the agenda, or we will eject the problem.
You can't. You can't.
Chairman.
You can't.
The choice is there.
No, you are acting illegally. You can't.
I'm sorry, but
On.
Jackie Weaver is correct.
No, she's not. She's absolutely legally wrong.
No, she's not.
Legally wrong. And by the way, I've actually served papers in the High Court regards this today. All right. I'm going to subpoena the.
Right.
Who is interfering? Who is interfering with the chairman? Who is interfering with the chairman speaking?
I am.
Oh
So
well, therefore you're out of order.
can we now elect a chairman for the current meeting?
The chairman is here already. You have no right whatever. You have no right whatever to interfere with this meeting.
I'm not having an argument about this in a
Well,
public
there's
meeting.
no need to argue. Where's the chairman? The chairman is speaking.
Excuse me,
Not to move
councillor
on.
Burkhill. I am vice chair, deputy chair, whatever you care to call it, planning and environment. Therefore, I will lead the meeting. Thank
You
you.
will not lead the meeting.
Yes, I will.
No, you're not.
Thank you, Councillor Moore. Can we proceed?
Certainly. Thank you,
Where's
ladies
the chairman?
and gentlemen, and welcome to the Planning and Environment Committee meeting. It's an extraordinary meeting, as has already been explained. I don't think I need to go into details about that, so we'll go on to the agenda. Item 2015-1, to receive apologies for absence. We haven't had any, I don't believe. Okay. So no apologies for absence. Item 2015-2, to note declarations of interest and requests for dispensation to discuss or vote on a matter in which a member or co-opted member has a disclosable pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Do we have anybody on the council who wishes to declare that?
I'm not.
No, from Cynthia Samson.
I'm not. We have no other members of the council here now, so that's fine. No interests. And now I'm delighted to open the debate to the members of the public to question councillors on any matters that are on the agenda. Anything that you'd like to put forward, please do so now. It is restricted to 15 minutes. I'm not going to stick to that unless we go really bad, but if you could just try and keep your points to be concise, shall we say. But I know there's a lot of people with a lot of interest in this, so let's all get our say in. Okay, Roger.
I'd like to make comment on two items on the agenda. One is item 15/8, which relates to the proposed removal of an existing garage roof and extension of and conversion of the existing garage to form an ancillary garden pavilion at Handforth Hall. I comment as a very near neighbour of the hall. The hall is one of Handforth's most historic buildings. It's grade 2 listed. The plans involve repairs to and conversion of an outbuilding which is situated to the rear of the hall. The outbuilding is detached from the hall. There will be a small north-easterly extension to the footprint of the building. This extension will incorporate a kitchen and a shower room stroke toilet. The outbuilding backs onto land designated as a local green space in the Handforth neighbourhood plan. I see no reason for objection to this proposed development. Agenda item 15/11, application 24461M, demolition of existing vicarage and erection of 4 dwellings and replacement vicarage. This is truly infill development and therefore permissible under policy H1 of the Handforth neighbourhood plan, providing that it's judged to be in keeping and proportionate to the existing scale and character of the immediate surrounding area. Since less than 15 new dwellings are proposed and in accord with the Cheshire East Local Plan Policy SC5, there's no requirement to provide at least 30% of the new homes as affordable. Several neighbours have lodged objections concerning the amount of traffic to be expected on Sagars Road, and one neighbour has lodged an objection relating to potential loss of light and privacy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, could I make a comment? Roger, I couldn't bring up 2015-8, so I'm grateful that you were able to. However, on 2015-11, I could only see 4 objections against the build. Are there many more today? Because I haven't had opportunity to check it out.
No.
I checked today. There are still only 4 objections from neighbours.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public wish to comment? Yes, Alan?
Just unmute. Can you hear me okay? wanted to comment, not something that's on the agenda, but something that's not on the agenda, and that's the proposed Handforth local transport delivery plan, which has been proposed by Cheshire East, and asking for comments by the public by the 31st of January. That has 35 proposals in relation to transport issues in Handforth, and I think the Handforth Parish Council should be making some representations in favour or against those. I know councillors have got a lot of other things to do. What I was going to propose was that maybe the neighbourhood plan group should be reconstituted as a formal working group as an entity of the Planning and Environment Committee, with both councillors and whoever from the steering group wish to be involved, to review and make recommendations on these proposals to the next parish council meeting. I was then going to suggest that, so if that was thought to be an idea to reconstitute the group, the present neighbourhood plan is now 3 years since it was formulated, and they are supposed to be kept under review. Tom Evans has, Cheshire East, has said that he thinks it would be an idea for us to review this. There have been an awful lot of changes in the since the plan was prepared, including the travel plan, pending vitality study, parking study, issues such as Cypress House and nursing homes in residential areas, imminent receipt of CIL funds, etc., many of which are only partly covered in the present plan. And I wonder whether it would be worth the neighbourhood plan group then going on to review the plan, the current plan, and see whether it would be appropriate to make recommendations to modify this as provided.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Chair, could I speak, please? Thank you, Alan, for that. I did recommend that we kept the neighbourhood plan on board and ask them when and if we need you. It's obvious that with the expertise you have on the neighbourhood plan, I would be more than willing to support your proposal, even though it's not on the agenda. However, I'm sure the chair could bring it on as a motion to say, yes, we support it.
Yes, in actual fact, we don't need to have it as a motion requiring written notice. It can be to appoint a subcommittee, can be put through as a motion on the day. So perhaps we could do that at the end of this meeting. Okay. Councillor Smith.
Yes, taking what Alan says, I fully agree. I think that the neighbourhood plan group is an excellent group for able to focus on this item. I would be happy to consider the representing HPC in that group in the event that we do get it going. They obviously know Handforth very well, so I'll just leave it at that for the time being.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, any more comments from members of the public? Yes, Ian.
I'd just like to say that I am becoming increasingly concerned about potential costs to the Handforth Parish Council and hence to the residents of Handforth. With all this banter that's going around at the moment about legal challenges being made, do the councillors present at this meeting share my concerns in that regard, or am I being a little bit over the top, not quite in the full picture of what's going on?
I think yes. Go on, Samson.
Ian, I'd just like to say it's the first I've heard that Cllr Brewerton has lodged something in the High Court today. And I know when we called this extraordinary meeting, it was to keep on track Handforth Parish Council. Now, I can't be responsible for their banter and what they came up with tonight, because I was unclear, to be honest, of what they were saying was illegal. because I know the chair of the P&E, Councillor Moore, passed everything by a responsible body who we are members of, called Cllr.
So, okay, Councillor Smith, we need to
Yeah,
move
just-
on
I
quickly.
know it will be a quick point, Chair. I could point out that on our first meeting when myself was elected in 2015, then Mr. Brewerton threatened to take the council to the High Court if we voted in favour of the War Memorial. And he had a piece of an envelope that he was going to hand to the clerk to tell him that he was going to the High Court the next morning in Manchester. As we all know, nothing happened. And in fact, the clerk, John Brooks at the time, actually mentioned that the High Court has no sanction or rulings over parish councils. So
Correct.
I'll just leave you with that.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Smith. Okay, if there's anybody else wanting to speak, I think we ought to get on. Thank you. Can we move on to consider 2015-5?
No, we have to approve.
Sorry, I've missed one. I've turned my page. 2015-4, the minutes of the planning meeting of the 10th of November. Can we do it page by page? Are there any challenges to page 1?
No.
No.
Can't hear you, Sue.
You've gone mute, Sue.
I've hit the wrong button. The age of technology. At page 2, any objections to page 2?
No.
Page 3?
No.
Okay, may I have a proposer to accept those minutes and a seconder?
Councillor
I'll second that,
Samson
Chair.
proposes.
I'll second it, Chair.
Okay, so Councillor Samson's proposed. May we take a vote on that, please, to accept the minutes?
In favour.
In favour.
Favour.
Yep.
Chairman, can I
Yes.
just say, due to the disruptive behaviour, I did put the 3 councillors into the waiting room.
Yes.
Which is perfectly legitimate to do. I say totally disruptive of the meeting. And I have sent them a message in the waiting room to say if there's no further disruptive behaviour, they are welcome to join the meeting, but I've had no response from them.
Right, okay, thank you for that.
Unlawfully barred from the meeting.
Right.
Chair, can Jackie Weaver minute that, please, because we need to make sure that we are doing the correct thing. I'd appreciate that,
Yep.
Jackie, if you could minute it, please. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Right, so if we can move on to item 2015-5, which is planning application 204739M, a lawful development certificate for the proposed removal of an existing single-storey extension and rebuild single-storey extension to the rear of 12 Hope Avenue.
Chair,
Yep.
it's in keeping with the locality. I can't see a problem. There are no objections, and I would support it, please.
Councillor Smith? Councillor Smith, you're muted.
Yeah, exactly the same for myself, Chair. Cynthia Samson.
And I concur with that. So may I have a proposer to say that, please? Yep. Councillor Smith proposes.
I'll second it. Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's the council have no objection to that particular planning application.
Can we have
Can we
a
have a
vote,
vote, Chair?
Chair?
Sorry?
Can we have a vote?
Sorry, a vote, sorry. Can we vote on it, please? Those in
In
favour?
favour.
In favour.
In favour.
No, unanimous. Thank you.
Super. On to the next one, which is 2015-6, the planning application 24834M, a proposed new front porch to the House of 7 Stratton Way. Comments, councillors, please?
None from me, Chair. it's in keeping with the locality, and I think it'll probably enhance Streatham Way.
Yeah, it looks rather nice, actually.
Yep, agreed, Chair.
Okay, all right. May I have someone propose that?
I'll propose it, Chair. Cynthia, Samson.
Okay, I'll second it. Can we take a vote on that, please? In
Favour.
favour? All in favour. Okay, we move on to item 2015-7, which is to consider planning application 204977M, a single-storey front extension to form an entrance porch, cloakroom, workshop and store to 17 Coniston Drive in Handforth. Comments from councillors, please?
Once
Again,
again,
Chair.
No,
no objection.
No objections, in keeping with the
me
area.
neither. It's very similar to other things that have been done roundabout, is it not?
I'd like to propose
You
in
may.
favour.
I'll support it, Chair.
Can we have a seconder first? Are
Yes, second.
Right, okay, may we take a vote?
In favour.
Favour.
Okay. Perfect. Right. So the next item is 2015-8, which is planning application 25073M, the proposed removal of the existing garage roof and extension and conversion of the existing garage to form an ancillary garden pavilion at Handforth Hall Road, Handforth. Any comments from either Councillor Smith or Councillor Samson?
Chair, I couldn't access this, but I'm grateful to Dr. Roger Small for giving us an update. And I know how diligent he can be in looking at planning applications. And for that reason, I will support it.
Councillor Smith, any comments?
I have no objections, Chair.
Okay, and I concur with what Dr. Small said. It looks a lot better than the hole in the roof that's in there at the moment. So yes, I think it's a very good plan. So may we have a proposer, please?
I'll propose, Chair.
I'll second, Chair.
Take a vote on that. Those in favour?
In favour, Chair.
In favour.
In favour.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Item 2015-9 is the same place, Handforth Hall, the listed building consent for proposed removal of the garage roof and the extension and conversion of the existing garage to form a garden pavilion. So, was that a... No, okay, it's the same thing in essence, isn't it?
I think they're asking, can they have, if they get a listed building consent, can they go ahead?
Yes, yeah.
Agreed.
Well, yes, can we propose?
I'll propose that. I'll propose in favour.
I'll second. May we take a vote, please?
Yeah, in favour.
In favour.
Okay, unanimous then. Item 2015-10, to consider the planning application 25117M, prior notification of change of use from the commercial 3-storey office to 6 residential apartments, Willowbank House, Old Road, Handforth. I think we all know this one, don't we? Next to the pub.
Survey systems.
Yeah.
Any comments from anybody?
Chair, I find it difficult to object to it because it's an ongoing business who will be moving to the premises which suit their business, and it is assisting in some small way with using part of the brown footprint in Handforth to build on rather than the green, which whilst I'm not a zealot about it, where there's an opportunity, I think it should be welcomed.
I think as well, there's because they've got that car parking space to the side, it kind of gets rid of all the worries about cars and more vehicles down that end, doesn't it? Because there's quite a lot down there anyway. So I don't have any objections to it. Councillor Samson, do you need?
No, not at all. I welcome it.
Right.
One other point, Chair. If you think back about 30, 35, maybe 40 years, it was a domestic dwelling.
Yes, it was.
Right. I'll take your word for that because I can't remember that
No,
far.
no problem. I used to deliver the paper.
I will let you speak, Dr. Small. Please say something.
Thank you. It was the former station master's house, in fact, the site
Oh,
of the
was it?
former station master's house. A rather grand building,
It was.
considering the shacks which were provided on the station platforms. I have a little bit of concern about the car parking because, of course, the area provides access to the Network Rail ramp, which leads down to the tracks, and they need to, from time to time, back long low loader lorries into Old Road and around so that they can take off the special machine which goes down the ramp, jumps onto the rail tracks and goes along the tracks to inspect them.
Right.
So I think it's a case of let the buyer beware as far as these compartments or these apartments are concerned, because their cars are going to be very vulnerable, not only to the local yobs that go past, but also to this heavy traffic which may go by.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Dr. Small. May I have a proposer for that then, please?
I'll propose that.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Smith.
I'll second it with Dr. Small's concerns, please.
Okay, so
incorporate that in about the car parking and the fact that Network Rail need access.
Right, okay, so we'll make sure that that's put in on the planning application notification. Okay, may I take a vote on that then, please? All those in favour?
In favour.
In favour.
Okay. And the last item on the agenda is 2015-11 to consider planning application 20-4461M, the demolition of the vicarage and 4 dwellings and replacement vicarage on Cllrs Road. Now, I have a letter. The vicar emailed me, well, he rang me actually the other day. He wanted to come to the meeting tonight, but just to explain a bit behind the story of this. But unfortunately, he's busy recording the brass band for the Christmas Carol, Christmas Eve thing that we can't now do live, so it's going out over the internet. So if you would bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to read this out because it gives a little bit of background as to what's gone on here. Dear Handforth Parish Council, thank you for the invitation to the planning meeting. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend as I'll be in church recording the brass band playing carols to be broadcast for virtual carols in the paddock on Christmas Eve. In conversation with Sue today, she suggested I write a letter about the application which might help answer a few of the questions that could be raised. I hope the following information helps. The ownership of the vicarage is unusual. It does not belong to St Chad's Church or to the vicar. It belongs to the Diocese of Chester. It is maintained by a diocese and all material repairs are paid for by the diocese. The current vicar of St Chad's Handforth is allowed to live in it, decorate it, look after the gardens, whilst there are incumbents in the parish church. The vicar is also responsible for heating, which is prohibitively expensive, he's put in brackets. Lighting, gardening costs and St Chad's Church pay the council tax and water rates. Consequently, it is the Diocese of Chester that has put forward the plans to develop the site at 36 Cllrs, which you are considering tonight. They have obviously spoken to me and consulted with me, but the final decision has been theirs. The reason they have reached this decision is because of the enormous cost of maintaining a building of this size and age. As beautiful as it is, the roof needs completely replacing, as do the windows, and some structural work is needed. These repairs alone are in excess of £200,000. And even with these repairs done, it is only enough to keep the property manageable. They are not improvements. The diocese looked at the option of buying us a property somewhere else in Handforth and selling the vicarage and site. It was felt this might not be the best way forward. The likelihood is the site would be bought by a property developer who would want to put a great number of houses on the plot. The diocese has had an experience of small developments on vicarage sites in other areas, and this was agreed as a better option to pursue for both the diocese and the community. If they don't do anything, my successor as the Vicar of St Chad's will have to continue in an ageing house that can't be well maintained by the diocese. Many younger clergy are refusing to move into old properties like these. Whilst we would be very sorry to see the vicarage go, as we've loved living here for 13 years, we understand the diocese is making a decision carefully and being considerate of both the community and particularly our immediate neighbours on Cllrs Road. I hope this has been helpful and might answer a few of your questions. It certainly answered a few of mine. So comments, please, councillors.
The only comment that I feel has any kudos to his objection is the one about privacy. He reckons that the building line, and I'm not sure what that means, is that the closeness of the proximity of the build to where this person lives. And I do feel that if there is an impingement of his privacy, I feel that we should look at that favourably to say maybe the developers or the architect could change the plans so as not to incumbent on his privacy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an architect, although I do know we have a very qualified person in our Alan. Can you hear me?
In our midst.
In our midst.
Well, the building line is generally at the distance back from the pavement. So whether they're suggesting that it's too close to the pavement and should be set further back.
No, it's about his garden. It's apparently his garden is where they're going to build. It's going to be so close to his garden that he'll be overlooked, and he'll be overlooked into his kitchen and possibly his bedroom. But that's the objection. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a surveyor and I'm not an architect, but I do consider that if somebody's privacy is being impinged, I think we should look on it favourably.
There are standard dimensions that the planning officer will be taking into consideration to see whether it's acceptable. So I think it'd be a good idea for the parish council to draw attention to that concern and ask the planning officer to review that as part of his deliberations.
And also, I'd like to make a comment that it says there's adequate transport, there's access to a very good railway station. Well, we haven't got adequate transport in Handforth, and the access to the station is only for able-bodied people. So I think what they've put in their application, it could floor people who maybe would want to come and live there, thinking there was an adequate bus service and an adequate railway station. But that's my opinion. I don't know what the other councillors feel about that.
Personally, I just think that
sorry, Sue, I was just going to say,
sorry,
they're going back. They've not updated what we have in Handforth. These architects or developers or whoever have used old information, and it's clouding the decision.
Yes, so that should be made clear in our
deliberation.
Yes, okay.
I agree.
Chairman, can I just remind you that we are running 5 minutes late?
Yes, we are. I'm sorry. Perhaps we should go to a vote on this. I'm very sorry. We got a bit late. You're quite right. Keep me in order.
Yeah.
Can I have a proposer, please?
I'll propose it with the objections that I've raised.
Okay. Councillor Smith, are you seconding it? John, you're muted, John.
Sorry, I'll second on condition that the information that they're plotting there about Handforth on the application is made correct, not St Mary's, church or St. Chad's a picture needed.
Yes,
And
I agree.
the proposed retail area that isn't there yet, that they're saying is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right, may we take a vote on that then, please, to accept this planning?
In favour.
In favour. Okay, and I do believe that that is the last item on the agenda. We're only 5 minutes late. Sorry about that. Thank you. Closing the meeting at 17:35.
No, 19.
19:35. 19:35, sorry. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Your comments are very well received and we do appreciate it. Okay, we have to leave now and go to the new meeting, don't we?
You do indeed, which presumably will start pretty much like this one did.
Okay, so we'll leave now.